Dun, 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 dun. OF versus ECL. Oh my goodness. Where's my camera? I'm a little bit late to this because I'm arguing with the crow here. Oh, and we got the pick ban. Um, ECL didn't ban anything. Wow, OF bans Wolford. Holy crap, that's a wild card. So we get a double Hidden City. Not a surprise it's Hidden City, but OF actually banning out Wolford is kind of scary. I've not actually seen. Well, no, actually, I have seen. I have seen. I've seen ECL do Hidden City before. I don't think they're very good at it. I don't think they have very many good strategies at it. And we got Wraith. No delay for me. Yeah, there's no delay for me. There's a natural delay since there's free. So right now we're going into the first battle. Woo-wee. Holy crap. What is happening? Sorry. I was just been really quiet here. Lots of Iron Reapers coming out from ECL. Right now we have pretty standard approach coming out from ONFIRE. Going in close with some Berserkers out on the field as well. So the battering ram will make it to the wall. The siege towers in the front don't seem to going to be make it. We've got a very standard suppression coming out from ECL. We got some guys in the back actually shooting some culverin. ECL also hovering with Iron Reapers patrolling. The front gate also looks stacked, so I'm thinking they might go through do a front gate push. Not entirely sure. Front gate push, here we go. I think ECL probably predicted this. They're not going all the way through, but it is a solid setup coming out from ECL through that front gate. So, OF seem to want to turn around. They don't seem to want to commit here right now. So they've now evacuated out from that front gate. But surprisingly, the siege towers get really close to the wall. I'm not sure what happened there, because we were mostly looking at the front gate, and the siege towers just magically get to the wall. We have the right-hand siege tower up on the wall, a very fine one. The right-hand siege tower shouldn't be too much pressure, but I think they should wait around for that middle siege tower. No one's pushing it right now, which is a big mistake. Definitely should have that middle siege tower being pushed. It's a big surprise that it's not being pushed right now. Did they abandon the culverins at the back, or did they not have enough culverins at the back, is my question. Lots of heavy infantry, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle, I would say, for OF to break ECL's pile right now. They're not too confident in taking a direct fight, but this little bit of skirmish should do a massive dent into the pile. So going up through that section, now going up onto this right-hand wall. Not all of ECL is in position. A little bit of distraction goes a long way. Definitely causing a bit of a havoc. Now, there's no possible way that ECL can continue this kind of push. They're up on the wall guaranteed. So what's going to happen is that ECL is going to try to suppress this right-hand siege tower, but extend way too far. I would definitely stop trying to pursue them, because you've already lost half your troops on that right-hand side. You're going to have a direct fight now onto the top of the wall here on this left-hand side. Now facing the left-hand side, OF is going to turn around and bash this pile. The Imperial Spear Guard doing amazing work, actually magically hold them for a brief second. The Iron Reapers are still ongoing, does take a massive hit. The Imperial Pike March has no value right now. Where's the rest of OF? OF must have lost way too many people. Too many units, actually. Surprisingly, ECL batters through the trebs and also gets hammered really hard. Big losses out from both hand side. Surprisingly, OF, the distraction was probably more costly than I thought, and definitely probably could not kill off ECL on that right-hand side fast enough. So OF is actually on the downside coming in for this, so it's not in a good position for OF to continue the attack. It would be a good situation to continue the attack and mount that pressure. ECL will have to either fight with what they have right now, which are heavily wounded and definitely feeling the pain. But I think the middle siege tower needs to really get up onto that wall. ECL definitely wants to hold this on the wall, and they are switching out for more units. We got some close range Falconetti gunners. Falconetti gunners will definitely be a pain. This is a mistake. They waited too long, and and a squeeze and a hold. It's going to be very easy for them. Not to mention, whoa, we have Bagpipers in the mix, probably out for OF right now. Surprisingly, a big mistake from... Oh, never mind. We still have a squeeze. We got some Iron Reapers there on the right-hand side. Left-hand side still seem to be holding just enough, and they cannot push the units all the way through. Here comes some Shield Maidens. Might break the squeeze, but taking heavy losses. Look at the losses coming out from OF. 100 odd, 200 odd. We're getting close to 200 unit difference right now, and definitely a hero difference. The heroes are dying like flies. Only 8 of them left right now. We have some flankers outside of the gates coming around with their Keshigs, smashing the reinforcements. I'll tell you, folks, I was very surprised that OF could not perform that first push more efficiently. It was surprising that they ended up using so much resources in order to fight that right-hand side. It's completely outnumbered. And then when they turned to face the reinforcements coming, it turns out that they had no chance at all, completely getting blasted. I definitely thought OF would probably be able to take that first fight. Um, but apparently I'm proven wrong. It is still to be seen whether or not they'll give up the attack with 1 minute 50 seconds to go. OF is coming in onto that right-hand siege tower yet again. No other avenue. Front gate is also being pushed. A nice slow coming out from those muskets. Muskets got the caltrops. Really slows up the incoming wave. The trebs are definitely doing a number on the enemy. We got... Wow, very powerful. Bastion Wild Flame throws directly onto the pathway. That's going to burn up a lot of serfs. I think a lot of serfs are going to be blocked up here. Looks like Iron Cap Spearmen also getting pushed through, but that's not going to help you none. We got some Iron Reapers on the field, about the only thing that's around here right now, and it's definitely going to be very difficult for OF to continue the attack if they cannot get onto the wall. No space. We got a Fort Braccio, and we got Iron Reaper mincing that siege tower right now. Hello. I was just No, baby shark. I gotta do some commentary. Look, does look like a massive victory for ECL. ECL doing an amazing job holding that wall, even through the trebs. Very surprising that even with treb support, OF was getting slaughtered. I definitely think that big mistake from OF to stop pushing that middle siege tower. The middle siege tower would have definitely allow for more avenues of troops to get up onto the wall. But I'm also very surprised that the impact of strategy coming down to that little distraction there on the first push did not work out for OF. ECL doing a number of them, even outnumbered, which is a really great job. Now getting chased for the last 2 seconds. Was getting chased for a couple of minutes here. First victory goes to ECL on Hidden City. Masterfully done by ECL, holding that wall. Definitely not something done too often. That threat of Treb is terrifying and definitely not in a good fashion. Definitely not something that you want to take. It is getting Trebbed is painful, very painful, and it is a very powerful tool. The effectiveness was apparently not enough to break the defenders. So doing very well. We got Kazuyo and Long both going for the 1,000 plus. Actually, Long going over 1,500. Hoo-wee! That's like 2 warbands worth of units. And also the number of kills definitely split between them, doing very well. The assists definitely looks like all of the players from ECL were doing great on the assists here. OF kind of shot themselves in the foot by only having one avenue coming in. So their performance is definitely very, very lax looking. So even the unit score looks pretty thin. I think Great. Anyway, well done to ECL holding that first hidden city. Oh yeah, fine. Alrighty. Gonna wait for the next battle between ECL versus OF. ECL will be attacking next on the hidden city. ECL is probably ranked second as second best team in the all CBL, at least for the previous season of CBL. We didn't actually have one for the Highlander, but we did have one for the season of Tyranny. So definitely ECL has um not a bad team. I think they're a bit over reliant on the skills of their players, but definitely have been seeing massive improvements from their teamworks and their strategy. Definitely not relying on people to make up the difference. Probably also sacrificing a lot of, probably also not making those sacrificial plays. Definitely moving like a much better team. I think OF here, mainly shot themselves in the foot, not giving them the avenue of multiple approaches. Kind of just only going for that right hand siege tower. Again, if a defender wants to go, if a defender wants to stop that, um, if a defender wants to hold the siege towers, so um, if a defender wants to hold the siege towers, it would be very easy to, and definitely not something that inexperienced teams can do. Mainly because one thing I would say is that it's very surprising that ECL, even through Trebs, like there was some really good Trebs coming out from OF. But ECL still held the absolute advantage on top of the wall, suppressing the siege tower. So it definitely has to do with the avenue positioning. and definitely OF's mistake of not opening up different sections. So coming in through a very tight siege tower, OF could not could not trade effectively, especially since even at the end they could barely get any units up onto that wall. You want to truly you also want to also very surprising during the second push that they lost so many heroes. I don't know what happened exactly to the heroes. Probably I was not watching very closely. Very light on cavalry. ECL not relying on cavalry inside Hidden City, which I think is a smart move, mainly because if Hidden City does end on the wall, as seen by ECL's performance, it could be pretty bad if you have too much cavalry. But at the same time, cavalry can definitely sweep up the B point super easy. The base point not so much probably, and end up getting corner cut there. Um, we got Bagpipers coming out again, two Fenris back, and Bastian Wildflame. We also have the Imperial, not Imperial, we also have a guy with a triple shield. So Imperial Spear Guards along with Shield Maidens and Ironcap Spearmen. Very surprising to see guy go with all shields. He did a very good job at blocking. Alrighty, ECL has made their approach. All of the siege weapons are making their way to the wall. Are they going to build some mortars in order to suppress the naturals? Does look like we have a musket going to blow up that middle cannon. We have two guys on the side putting up some ladders for sure. Whoa! This is some siege level shit. Controlling a cavalry out from the wall, throws them at the siege tower, probably trying to kill some serfs. Top here, going to do a little bit of a climb. I think this might be a mistake. What is pushing that siege tower on the left-hand side looks to be some banner guards. Surprisingly, the cavalry are still making a mess. There's heavy prefecture cavalry, fastest cavalry in the land. Definitely not easy to catch. And it's a pain in the ass to actually fight heavy prefecture cavalry because they normally can outrun and outpace heroes. And definitely that breakthrough passive allows them to ignore a couple of dazes. I can see a little bit of the red dots in the back line, definitely making it difficult for the enemy. Couldn't call them back though, so I don't think they're going to be called back. Because of Axe Raiders here on the wall. Very good skirmishing unit right now. I do believe that Axe Raiders are underutilized, but they also suffer from a one of a kind massive debuff when they take a CC, 30% extra damage taken. One of the worst penalties I've ever seen in this game. That along with Sluggish. Sluggish is a kind of logistical kind of debuff. Well, it's a trait, so it's a permanent penalty. So it's really, realistically, one of the worst ones you can have on a unit. Both the Monastic Knights and the Iron Reapers both have Sluggish. ECL does seem to take the wall fairly easily. The left hand siege tower was very close to dead, but the middle and the right hand siege tower were not even touched. Going to get this first point very easily. What I say about getting first points really easily is that it is dumb for the defenders to give up the wall so early because they're about to be hit with all kinds of artillery. Yeah, enemy attackers have 30 artillery available for them, and it's going to be a pain. Got to be very difficult for OF to dislodge ECL off the wall now um, since they have given up the wall. It's very strange, the movements of OF right now, going very close to the front. Patrolling that front gate, patrolling that stairs on both sides. Got a couple of mortars coming out. A ballista, very nicely placed. OF is making a massive mistake. I would say that hiding inside the front gate is probably your best bet. Hiding inside the um, front gate could definitely hold back. Will definitely help you survive. Ballistas already being deployed and definitely going to clock out quite a few of their units. They do take a turn. Runs away. Good option here. But they're going to get hit by mortars. They got the longsword to heal them up, but I think one mortar can do more than enough damage to enough units to definitely put that longsword under pressure. Ooh, that ballista is definitely being a pain, clocking out 2 units every so often. I think what's a real struggle here is the muskets on the wall hurting the piles. The more OF takes these kinds of skirmishing fights, the more damage they're going to accumulate. ECL's going to have a very easy time breaking through this what do you call breaking through this defense force. I think OF is playing very silly strategies at the same time. Like getting shot with this ballista, like this middle ballista is it's painful. It's really painful. Um they're losing 2 units at a time. I think you could how many shots does a blue ballista have? Something like 15? That's 30 units you could clock out. And Madao could survive a shot. The next shot would definitely kill them. So Iron Reapers have no chance of surviving that shot. Royal Janissaries naturally survive the shot. Everything else I know definitely does not survive the shot. Maybe Berserkers. Very good. Hiding in the front gate. It's a good place to hide. Once you see them come down, they're gonna set up a more ballistas. Might choose to cut them off on this corner here. Oop. But a musket does block the approach. Again, musket caltrops creating so much value here. A couple of ECL now going to be caught out of position. OF must go for the stairs, but whoa, that is painful. Counterfire already coming in, but it's so late. Good charge, I would say. Holding very well against the Iron Reapers. Well, not extraordinarily well, but the bottom here does look to be in favor of OF. OF needs to just clean up the supply point right now. They have the bottom of the stairs and could push up. Um, surprisingly, though, OF does seem to have lost more units by the looks of it, and there is a little bit of the reserve still around. I actually was making a mistake there. ECL actually holds the superiority at that bottom of the stairs and now pushing out towards them. Surviving they accumulated way too much damage in that mix. If you're gonna hold, oh man, ECL definitely knew that if they were going to make an approach like that, they needed to extend the fight using the stairs as the range advantage. Their range was already shooting towards that front gate, and definitely kind of backfired on them not trying to suppress those Baconettis. I think ECL is doing way more strategic. Well, their play is way more strategic than anything they've wrought before. They're going slow. They're being very concise with their plays, not all committing into one action, which is really good. really using that range advantage as well. I think OF is taking very awkward positions and very strange approaches. Um, Here as well is very strange. Got the front section of the base point. I do think that ECL has already created a lead already massive enough where ECL could probably just brute force their way through. Hello. You want to watch with me? What? Hello, Kira. What do you want to watch with me? No Baby Shark. We watch ECL beat up OF right now. Right now, those Falconetti gunners are definitely suppressed. Like Falconetti gunners, one of the biggest benefits of Falconetti gunners is they're basically mobile artillery. They'll take out any of the opposing team's artilleries, and you should definitely use them to suppress areas where where your enemies would build artillery. You can't survive for very long getting shot by Falconetti gunners. The CC and the amount of damage accumulates way too fast. Not to mention to fight through the fire. Oh man, ECL. Oh, never mind. ECL taking the good approach, not going through the fire here, and the damage is going to just accumulate. OF taking an aggressive stance, probably a massive mistake here. Again, very awkward positioning. The number of ballistas just wears them down. That's like 50 odd, probably 70 odd actually, units being absolutely bodied. OF cannot afford to take the fight right now. They've already lost way too many units on the approach, but ECL just needs to wait a little bit longer. OF will obviously make a mistake, could cut them off here towards the base point. Going into a squeeze by the looks of it. Ooh, Imperial Pike March right into that pile of pikemen could massively hurt them. Gonna use that Bastion Wild Flame. Does do a switcheroo, swings around. A good approach from the OF, but the backside, no rear guard, gonna get smashed into pieces in a second. They need to push hard and they need to push fast. Nice Shenji grenade straight into the enemy range pile. That is gonna be pain and oh, this Treb might backfire, but they do clean up the enemy team very convincingly. I think even if they do Treb themselves, I don't think that's very much of a consequence. Although OF does do themselves justice right now. Absolutely blast right through the remainder. Right now, going to try to escape or hold back the flanking force. The flanking force definitely is going to be the pain in the butt for OF. Not enough to contend at the back line, and your back line gets decimated. I do not believe OF has very much in reserve now. They've been accelerating the battle in awkward ways. This aggressive approach was definitely not fast enough, definitely came on an angle ECL was expecting, and right now OF is down to just 4 heroes. Not going to be able to defend this base point. ECL is all up on this base points with Royal Janissaries and Fenris. They definitely have no mercy and just trebbing themselves just because they can. And even if they do take a little bit of losses from their own trebs, OF will not be able to make up the difference as Shenji... Actually, Shenji are the ones that hold back the tide. We have some Demez pikemen forming up formations on an awkward position and definitely not getting onto that point. Does CBL have a strategist like in TW? No, not at all. You are not allowed to be in spectator mode because one of the things about being in spectator mode is that you can see and monitor the enemy position, and it is very, very difficult to allow a spectator to be in favor of either team. The One of the biggest things is dual blade invisibility. You can see, or as a spectator, like line of sight is not exactly accurate in this game. OF performance is very poor today, and definitely not that great. OF I probably expected a little bit better out of you. I think your approach was your downfall, definitely yourself on your own, um, killing yourself with your own strategies here. Yep, 15v15, and you'll have to command in the field, and it's very nice when it's like that. I think, um, I think on-field communication is very important. So you'll probably have a couple of guys able to do separate things. So you probably have a few leaders. If you have one leader, that's fine. One leader's got to have to be very open-minded and concentrate on the position of everyone. So it's going to be a bit difficult unless you've already planned out a basic strategy. On-field commanders, again, have a lot of pressure on them because their view is limited. They don't have that overarching view like in TW. And that's what makes it so exciting. The better team of 15 can perform some very wicked maneuvers, and definitely could perform very well on different fronts. But I think right now CBL has kind of relegated to a one blob beats all kind of strategy. Not going to beat out anyone. Going to beat out anyone less than whole 15, as you can see right there. Even though, actually, twice already, ECL has been able to kind of outflank OF here. So OF definitely going in hard on one of the sides, getting a bit too costly. Their rear getting eaten up by the flanking force, and ECL managing to beat out, even with significant losses on the other side. So goes to show you that brute force doesn't always work, but it's kind of in the realms of where we're at. Definitely OF were strategically just very strange. Like ECL were definitely bringing the kind of approach where aggressive stance would get you killed. So ECL, well done. The your presence, your positioning was top notch against OF, but I also think OF was kind of playing into your hand here. OF used same defense stretch, and ECL must have watched video and counted it. I wouldn't be surprised actually. OF has been pretty aggressive on their defenses, and I think this attack in particular was very strange because I thought they would open up more of their avenues, but they kind of pigeonholed themselves again, going in only through one way. So I don't think OF I don't think OF has improved since the last time I watched them. If anything, I think they've gone down, but maybe it's just the difference between teams here. Oh, definitely. And even if they weren't in the forward position, ECL probably already expects OF to take an aggressive stance. I don't believe that OF made use of range. Very powerful range can be, and definitely when teams become more skilled and their coordination becomes better, range, especially impactful range, becomes more and more important. So you got those Nappan guards, the Falconetic gunners, and even Shenji can definitely make a good impact. Definitely need to use those three ranges. And also, the Bastion Wild Flames definitely coming in now and again. For some massive effect. Probably swapping out for all the Nappan guards. I didn't believe that OF would have been able to even take a match off of ECL, but I didn't believe that OF would lose this badly. Getting held on the A wall, getting beaten back to base at almost a 2-to-1 difference. In the end, ECL is the better team, and I do believe it might come down to a rematch for the absolute finals. But Anyway, we have around about 19 minutes until the next set of matches begin, so I'm going to catch you guys in a little bit. So until then, I'll be right back. It's a double elimination. It's so CBEL CBEL lost to EFFS in the last. Oh wait, hang on, hang on, wait. We watched CBEL. Okay, so hang on, wait. We watched CBEL lose to. No, I mean we watched CBEL win in their match. We just watched the semi. So this is the quarterfinal. This is the battle before the final one. So there's three losers. There's three losers. One, I think. Ah, yeah. So it's OF versus ECL. Then it's CBL versus whoever wins out of OF versus ECL, and then CBEL versus whoever that wins. They'll face off against TKT because TKT got beaten by EFFS last time, and CBEL got yeah. So it, it's just a whole lot of losers battle today. It's just a whole lot of losers battle today. Because we already had. Do they show the brackets anywhere? Only in the schedule. When they want to update that, that is. But So yeah, we have a triple losers bracket today. There will be no battle on the Friday, and then we'll have the finals on the Sunday, and that will be against EFFFS. So it's really just the losers bracket. We're trying. This is the finals of the losers bracket. This is okay. So this is one step before the finals of the losers bracket. Sorry. So CBEL versus ECL. Whoever wins out of this will have to face TKT next, and it will be it will be unsurprising if ECL does take this match against CBEL. CBEL's a tough cookie though. Definitely put definitely did a number on Ace. Well, there's no restriction in playing cross division. There's no restriction in playing cross division. Siege tower is getting suppressed fairly easily. Right hand siege tower about to go. Left hand siege tower about to go. Middle siege tower hasn't moved. Or was it destroyed before and it already respawned? Right hand siege tower does go down. Left hand siege tower should go down as it gets very close to the wall. Trying to maximize that time. The front gate does get broken down, but CBEL definitely not taking the aggressive approach and going through the front gate. They want to get these siege towers up on the wall, but could waste a but CBEL, I mean ECL could waste a lot of time holding them here. Climbs on the walls, not being very effective. One of the heroes just dies instantly. Iron Reapers Definitely clocking those guys. We got a Super Tie also dies on a different side. Throwing up some surf units. They're probably trying to look for the Cauldrons up on the wall. Right-hand siege tower getting very close to the wall. Probably not the siege tower. Probably I wouldn't let the left or the right-hand siege tower get up onto the wall, probably. Um, yeah, I saw attacking their own siege tower. I didn't see that. When did you see them attack their own siege tower? Was that a bad shot or what? Well, must have missed that. I'm not paying close enough attention, aren't I? I must be blind. Was it the middle siege tower? Because that one didn't move. I mean, I feel like it didn't move. That's very strange. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. They destroyed their own siege tower because it was already low health. So they reset the siege. They forcefully reset the siege tower in order to save time. Although I didn't see it, that's my opinion. That's my opinion right there. I think they forced reset the siege tower because it already took too much damage and there was no point pushing it. So CBEL's smart. They can't afford to go up the right-hand siege tower because ECL is all up on this grill. Um, all up on this grill. I think what's probably could happen is that if they can maintain pressure on top of the wall, they could they could do a front gate flip, relieve the pressure on the wall, then do another reversal to get onto the wall. And if they do that correctly, they'll set up onto the top of the wall, be ready for ECL to come back onto the wall and fight them when ECL is out of position. Because right now, ECL can quickly move to the siege tower and be in position. So they need to make ECL either go somewhere else or move out of position. And the best way to do that is have more siege towers up on the wall or go through the front gate. It can be a front gate bait or it can be an actual front gate push. If they do this correctly, otherwise ECL is a little bit spread out as well. They might just brute force it here. Two Iron Reapers on either side. So the split here is going to have to be very careful. Iron Reapers does back off amazingly. One Iron Reaper went in. Two more Iron Reapers going in. This is a very dense pile. Iron Reaper, Death Ball incoming. Here comes a third Iron Reaper. Actually gets locked up by probably Bastion Wild Flames. Ooh, that is brutal. Three sets of Iron Reaper cutting off reinforcements. A nice charge. Counter. Oh, wow. The Imperial Spear Guard holding back Sword Reapers can hold off forever, mainly because of that infinite shield. Getting that Royal Janissaries up towards the A point. Gonna have to call in some reinforcements though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the range there at the bottom. Holding up those three Iron Reapers, doing a massive job right now. That Imperial Spear Guard doing beautiful work. Unfortunately, they've already lost too many on the attack just now, and the Iron Reapers are still alive. That is three sets of Iron Reapers all bunched up, and it's going to be a while because CBL didn't choose to kill themselves. The left-hand siege tower is about to make it to the wall. ECL is chasing the last pike hero. CBL probably will go for the right-hand siege tower again. Probably it would be better to just rush it through, because ECL will also be reinforcing. But again, the attackers will be on around about the same time frame, so it's actually not a good idea to rush it. Left-hand siege tower does get onto the wall. ECL probably going to make their way to the left-hand wall, but CBEL makes it there already. They got a couple of heroes there. and this could be a clean sweep off the wall. I think ECL probably already realizes that they've lost their advantage and going to move back down the wall and probably not probably could go for a flank here. Could do a squeeze. Um, there are two good options. Either somehow they'll need to suppress. If they suppress this section here, the section from the wall could move up and you could trap them. But if they move past this section, their rear guard is going to be under so much pressure. So I think it's a little bit of a mistake to not challenge them on that stairs there. I think I would have actually challenged them on the stairs there, cleaned them off of the stairs. Here also really good Medal placement, but no rear guard. Where's your rear guard? Gonna be flanked really hard here. That they will pressure the A point super hard. Medal's come in at a great angle, missing most of the Imperial Pike March here. Medal's being forced to push forward, but holding against the Iron Reapers. So that is really, really good positioning. It's a slow fight. Medal versus Medal is all about positioning. They brace in front of each other, and a little bit of poke here, a little bit of poke there. There's not very many units that can really wade into a Medal and just beat them outright. The rear guard surprisingly did not have much trouble holding off ECL. The trade here, a little bit even, kind of evened itself out. Actually, CBEL is closing in the gap. Oh. Also, you probably didn't see that two guys from CBEL also maintained superiority there on the supply point, and ECL is going to be forced all the way back to the base point. They won't defend B. I don't think that's a really good option for ECL to defend B. With only 8 players, do mind that. But it's only their first. It should be only their first death. So, I mean, in the first major battle, I don't think I saw too many heroes died. About 3 extra minutes if they pick up this B point. Not a lot of time. CBEL did get ECL did do an amazing job, wasting a lot of time for CBEL. They're on the wall. Probably not shouldn't have taken that fight. Probably could have taken the fight at the B point, and with desperately only a couple of minutes left, probably get one good attack in an extended fashion, but could go for 2 attack if they go in now. Gonna go for the right-hand side here. Lots of surf units out from CBEL. Not from ECL. Very surprising. Both teams actually coming out with a lot of surf units, but the Bossy and Wild Flames both throw at each other, so that's going to be pain. Oh, nice Shenji Grenade also into the mix. Grape Shot's going to be deployed. This is where artillery is going to come up huge. Oh, but the counterfire by the Metallic Taurs. Telltale Taurs still existing is a massive threat to CBEL's plan. They will suppress the artilleries. They want to fight. I think it would be best to fight. They have the defensive style bagpipers out on the field. Cataphracts get caught, though. That's unfortunate. Imperial... Oh, no. Fortibraccios move in. Gonna get outnumbered on both sides. Both sides getting pressured by ECL, but ECL kind of stretching themselves a bit thin, not focusing on one or the other side. Definitely not an approach I would have done, mainly because you would either focus on one of the sides or just not fight at all. It's better to keep the enemy where they are than face the enemy, than to have a pitched battle here, especially when you're on the losing side. Or the defending side, sorry, not the losing side. But, I mean, ECL is on the losing side. Losses are mounting, but magically able to pick up quite a bit as well. Still got a couple of important units out on the field, a couple of medals. The bagpipers probably create a lot of value. We got some cataphracts now coming in. Definitely would try to take out those bagpipers. Or that whole cataphract could take out the rest of this medal. This medal is severely wounded and shouldn't live for very much longer. Down to 4 heroes. ECL trying to stop the resupply. I think CBEL could just pressure the base point straight away here. 400 units both. But it's going to come down to a surf battle. I don't think either side has very many high tier units left. And also, it's going to be difficult for ECL to kind of come back with the hero numbers. The hero pressure is really what's going to kill them here. Cataphract's going to do a charge, easily cleans up a bunch of serfs, but in terms of heroes getting severely outnumbered, even Grape Shot's out onto this defending point. So CBEL takes their attack. Whoo-wee! Not not a bad job. Not a bad job from either side. CBEL definitely stepping up their game. I do think a little bit of a worry for kind of ignoring the backside stairs, but it also could have been the supply point distraction that got that flank killed up. So anyone left at A kind of just got massacred. So big pickup there on the second A push. The primary A push, probably not the best of ideas. The Iron Reapers pile definitely messed them up. Your rear guard really needs to deal with those Iron Reapers, and especially you need to count properly. I think there was only one Medal facing off against 3 Iron Reapers. Not enough. Not enough at all. Um, Very unfortunate for ECL. Actually performing a little bit worse in the hero department. The heroes did not get as many kills as they did last time, probably because OF is prone to be out of position a lot because of how aggressive they are. But CBEL definitely taken a good stance against ECL. Their pushes were not perfect, but definitely strong enough to break through the defense of ECL. And it's really just the mistake of splitting your forces and not committing at the very end. I think ECL has been splitting their forces very well and then committing, but it's just this one logistical problem where a distraction is effective, gets that one flank to be under pressure, to split its forces yet again, then to be less effective. So the push towards that A point really picked up a lot of value for CBEL, and I think the aggressive style um, aggressive style push on the counteroffensive from ECL at the final base point was probably not a good idea. Where does ECL's rear attack missing when CBEL push A? That's my question. Like, where were those 4 guys on the stairs? The rear guard was probably just a Medal. They had probably a bunch of ranged units. Those 4 heroes should have been able to clean up that rear guard really easily because I saw a majority of the infantry up front. But I'm inclined to believe that if I go back, you'll probably see that the guys on the stairs actually challenged the cavalry that was taking their supply point, and I think that was a mistake. I think they should have let those cavalry take the supply point, and in fact, those cavalry won. Very surprisingly, very surprising that those cavalry on the supply point won because I did see a couple of guys try to contest it, but I did not see what exactly happened. The rear, like, again, when you want to do a pinch, both sides have to commit. If only one side commits, the pressure is uneven. You end up with uneven pressure, and one side got to give. You need that tight pressure to squeeze the enemy because the enemy is dense. They're very dense. They're like 14, maybe 13, maybe 12 on that wall, unless you have 7 on each side, or like even if you have the majority of your players on the side they're pushing, so let's say like 10 guys on the A side, so the A point, and you're facing off against the 13 guys, that's a 3 unit difference. So you'll have basically even amounts of infantry. They've got a couple of ranged units, so that will create some value from the back. But you gotta have that extra 5 guys come up through the rear, put pressure, have them split their forces. So they're gonna have to pull 5 guys from that front, deal with the guys at the back. Otherwise, they just lose all of their rear. And yeah, it's just a failed pinch. It's just a failed pinch at the A that really dropped the ball for ECL. I think a continuous failure was the aggressive style push, counter offensive. They're on the right hand side. I'm not sure why teams do this. Um, like it's it looks very bad. Every team that has done a counter offensive there has failed. In my eyes, I think ECL put a lot of pressure, had a great pressure using the Falconettis to destroy a bit of section of the CBL. Should have kept skirmishing, but once ECL started to commit to that counteroffensive, they lost it. They just lost it all. Spread out between two sides, not enough pressure on either side. Both sides were doing very well at holding the enemy, and again, the exchanges were not even. ECL losing out more units than they were killing. Attacking's always harder. I agree. Attacking's always harder. It always opens you up to mistakes. It is easier to exploit an attack than it is to exploit a defense. Anyway, here we are on the second battle of ECL versus CBEL, coming in for the attack on Hidden City. A lot of Wolfort bands coming out today. But here we are. We have ECL coming in with the banner guards. I didn't see this the last time, but I apparently was shown that they had banner guards before. CBEL. What a pick. I'm always skeptical on how effective alchemists are going to be, and the bagpipers have been shown to be more effective than I give it credit for. I think the AoE buff does make a slight difference, at least a big enough difference to have one less unit, especially when it comes down to a little bit of a surf battle. We have the Imperial Spear Guard along with the Ironcap Spearmen, both shield units. Again, I don't know why you would bring the the Ironcap Spearmen. Ironcap Spearmen's not really that good. I wouldn't place my bet on them on their usability without the shield wall formation. They really do lack the kind of coverage that other shield units kind of do. That shield wall is very important. No, last game, OF brought Shield Maidens. Shield Maidens come in and out, so, I'm not sure if they're extraordinarily popular. It doesn't look like they're extraordinarily popular. They come in and out. They're not really the go-to for shield units. The Imperial Spear Guard definitely the go-to for shield units. They have a very nice passive of while in cover commander. They're every three hits they take, I think, or I think it's a combination of they take, they get 60 immunity plus 30% attack and defense. I think that is very rare, though. Shield Maidens killing Iron Reapers. If it's Sword Iron Reapers, I can attest to that. Shield Maidens definitely are difficult for Sword Reapers to kill, mainly because there's some kind of gimmick happening when they switch between swords and shields, and their block is either resetting or they're gaining block while they're doing abilities. So it's very strange. It's very strange how Shield Maidens are so resilient while they're rotating through their skills, and I think that really has to do with their block. Nonetheless, a smart Iron Reaper player just switches to Flail, smack. I don't believe that Shield Maiden against a good Iron Reaper player. I don't think Shield Maidens will win, mainly because if you use Flail Reapers, you smash them. If you use Sword Reapers, you could possibly die. I don't doubt that you could possibly die with Shield Maidens, but one of the problems is that Shield Maidens have such a unique playstyle that requires the whole unit to focus fighting. Sometimes when you use a shield unit, you want to use the shield unit to actually present a shield wall. You want that formation. You want that space. You want that you want that wall, that kind of barrier that the Shield Maidens don't particularly offer. Yeah, I expected this. CBEL giving up the A side wall. They've given up the they've given up the A wall like every single time I've watched these guys defend. I think ECL is one of the few teams that actually defend the wall. And especially since, like, they're giving up the wall so early, CBEL's gonna have to survive artillery. And it's really easy, like, put some artillery here next to the A side wall. Like, you get one ballista up on the up above. Put one ballista through the front gate. Put some ballistas through every single one of the major roads. That will get the entire defending team to just fuck off. Because, like, honestly, getting shot with ballistas is a pain in the ass. And not to mention, they're now using mortars. Like, yeah, see here? This shield wall is about to be shot by ballista. And your shield counts for nothing when a ballista shoots you in the face. Isn't defend A seems easier since when defend B you will get chipped a lot? Well, this is the thing. It's because ECL has a lot of time. If ECL didn't have a lot of time, they would be forced to take a fight. But since CBEL, okay, so you have to come back to the logistics of the battle. The wall, very dangerous. Trebs galore. If there's multiple siege towers up on the wall, the enemy can get up onto the wall at various places. So you don't have an advantage. So instead, once the siege towers are up on the wall, and you don't suppress the siege towers, the enemy gets up onto the wall very easily. You're gonna have to have a pitched battle. But the problem with a pitched battle is on top of the wall is that you get trebbed very easily. And when you get trebbed very easily, you can't do anything. Or you just take so much damage that, like, any advantage that you did have just disappears in an instant. That's why ECL holds the wall very convincingly, because they have a strategy. One of the most important factors about a wall hold is how the forces even out on the wall. If one force is on one side and another force is on the other side, it's just a pure battle front on, and the side with more resources is gonna win out by default. But if you split the forces, you can put pressure on both sides, allowing and the person who splits is it's again taking a gamble. One side can be absolutely decimated, and the other side could probably not create enough value. That just means that the team in the center is just more resilient. But a lot of times, especially when you're going for that counter-aggressive style, you have there's a difference in weighting, because you'll have more units on one particular side, and those will match up against one of the sides of your forces, allowing your rear guard to have an easier time to get in. And so bad teamwork coming out from the attacking force could end up with just, again, like, a weak flank or a weak rear, and they just lose out too much units. And so the flanking force causes, like, basically collapses that entire rear. And once that happens, the holding force on the right hand side either accelerates the battle to squeeze and pressure the enemy, because once they turn around, the guys that are there fighting are going to hit them in the back. So that's a really good way of putting how a pinch puts pressure on the facing of your enemy. And because the guys who are flanking don't have to worry about their rear, they don't turn around, so all of their power is just focused from the front there. The ballistas continue to fight. What happened? What happened? Okay. It's like 9:30. It's going to be a long stream today. I have a third set after this. Whoever wins this gets to fight TKT. And oh, well, actually no. If ECL wins this comes down to a field battle. If CBEL wins this, CBEL gets to face off against TKT. Oh man, that shield is getting decimated, and it is very surprising that CBEL have not started a squeeze. The pressure is mounting. Oh man, this could be a great catch. Cataphract goes straight in on that Iron Reaper squad. Could lose the supply point, but oh man, Imperial Pike walk both sides. Iron Reapers still hold out. That rear is about to collapse though as CBEL moves in. It's a chaotic battle. I'm not sure where units are coming from. It does look like the Royal Janissaries went for the supply defense. Royal Janissaries out from CBL now coming in to clean up the rest of them. And ECL. Oh no. Man. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Down to 3 players just now. So, very good job out from CBEL, really extending that fight. I think ECL couldn't have done much. They were walking straight into a squeeze, and CBEL definitely knew how to do a squeeze properly, or at least use the supply point to their advantage, because without dropping the supply points, they were able to pull a couple of units. I think there was a 1 or 2 swaps out there, and that front line definitely held out very well, allowing the center guys to clean up. I think 2 Iron Reapers there in the front gate. Big mistake coming out from ECL to have a few guys come through the front gate. I think it would have been better to have Medals come through the front gate, kind of hold that flanking there. Good. I mean, I've seen some good defenses here on the ground. Even with the pressure from ballistas and stuff, ECL not. Sorry. Even with the pressure from the ballistas and stuff, CBEL definitely in a good position to squeeze them. Yeah. What are you doing with the heroes, though? So, ECL is going to be forced to... Whoa! This is the biggest flank I've ever seen. We have some Shield Maidens up on here. Napoleon is going to go in on that shit with Shield Maidens from the rear. Right now, that supply point is going to get pushed by ECL. ECL fighting a battle of 2 front. About to be 3! Does take out the ranged units. Napoleon doesn't go straight in, but his mere presence is so much pressure. CBEL surprisingly takes the guys at the rear. Napoleon just gets demolished. Now a battle at the front section. This is going well for ECL, but ECL has lost a couple of their heroes. Cataphracts barely make it through. He kind of cuts the corner there on the right-hand side. The front line is breaking, is holding very strong here. So right now, CBEL is on the losing end, and superiority right now in for ECL. ECL needs to hold just long enough. They cannot sacrifice their heroes right now because they need to. Oh, maybe if you don't have a unit, you can sacrifice your heroes right now. But these Medals, these Shenjis need to hold on until reinforcement respawns. Respawns at the front gate, go straight to B. Don't even worry about the supply because they're both clocking down units. And as more units can just get thrown at this pile, the moment you get onto B and set up, the better position you'll be in. But right now, Imperial Pike March breaks the formation, and this could be devastating. This could be a colossal defeat now for ECL. Not ECL. Yeah, no. Could be a defeat for ECL as reinforcing units are just Pike Militia gets decimated by the Iron Reaper charge. They continuously put pressure on the supply point when realistically you need to spawn up and go through to the B section. Both sides spawn in, and it is kind of crazy the losses in that fight. I think CBEL eventually able to claw back a little bit of that value, but I think ECL might be up just very slightly. I think they will have one or two high tier units left. Same for CBEL. So I can't really tell what kind of units. I did see Berserker. They will definitely crush all of your Surf units if you don't if you're not careful. Lachen is holding with his Demez Pikeman. Gets destroyed. Throws in the Berserkers. The Berserkers will easily handle all of these guys. Royal Janissaries and some Medal's hold against a push down towards the stairs. We have some Falconetti gunners again suppressing that top section of the stairs. Easily deals with those surf units. So I was correct that CBEL did have more high tier units coming up at the very end. Unfortunate is CBEL. That second push was much better. I think um, I think the left hand side push was better on the second. I think the first one was really bad for them, but I also think they should have taken a different avenue. I think what they should have done instead of pressuring the supply point, they should have cleared that front section. They should have cleared that front section, gone pressure the middle, and then switched to the supply point that was open. And my clean feed kind of just shat itself. Great. Anyway, about to clock down for the last 5 seconds of the game. CBEL doing super well. Congratulations, CBEL. You're going to be fighting off against TKT in the next game. I didn't expect CBEL to beat out ECL, and especially not in this fashion. Um, Mistakes out from ECL, probably exhausted from their first battle. CBEL holding a very fashionable, doing a very fashionable hold there on the ground. So doing the works, definitely doing the works there. What I'm disappointed with is ECL's lack of adaptability. They under I'm probably skeptical on whether or not they saw correctly how CBEL positioned themselves, because again, as a spectator, I get to see way more information than they do. But CBEL was again stacked really heavily on that left hand side. Like, they were standing on that supply point. They didn't give two shits about getting hit. They had a couple of guys going in the middle. I mean, like, they had more than a couple of guys in the middle. So too much forcing on the left supply point. Should have looked at alternatives. Pressure the B point, pressure the other supply point. I mean, like, very fancy, and probably a weird strategy. Never seen anyone actually do this before. But what about the third set of stairs? The third set of stairs on the left hand side. The far left hand side back stairs. Very fascinating way to fight there. It is it's not a location anyone's actually really fought hard at. And I do think it does open up the supply point much better than it would than the left hand center stairs. So that is that. I think we're going to go for another break here, about 20 minutes until the next set of battles. So this is going to be the last of the losers bracket, the finals of the losers brackets. The winner of the losers bracket gets to fight the winners of the winners bracket, and that will be EFFS. Going to fight the champions. EFFS could be a rematch towards the could be a rematch towards. Oh wait, hang on, no rematches. Well, I mean, TKT could rematch against EFFS. CBEL, it will be CBEL's first time against EFFS? Yeah, it would be. Oh, yeah. Egg Jahoy? I don't know what that means. But hello, Zeph. I'm going to go for a break now. About 10 minutes. Oh, well, we're about 19 minutes. So the next set of battles will be then. So I hope you guys are enjoying the commentary. There will be one last set of battles for tonight, and it's going to be a long night. So I hope to see you guys then. Otherwise, I'll be right back. Bye for now. Well, no, I'll be right back. So I'm not going anywhere. They lost push again. Yeah, push again the same area, and I mean, like, they did it better the second time. That's the best thing, I would say. They definitely learned from their mistakes. The only problem is that CBEL just CBEL was holding that really strong, really strong. Definitely surprised that CBEL, even with the losses from getting RD'd, still took the fight. Still took the fight. Well, yeah, why push the same way twice? Um, realistically, you shouldn't use the same strategy twice in a game because it 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 messes up. If you use the same strategy twice, the defenders get into a flow and match you, and it's really easy to match a person that does the exact same thing over and over again. Hey, Zid1! Oh, they were your scrim partner. Yeah, definitely looked like CBEL kind of. Well, I mean, I think CBEL was predicting your moves a bit too much, too well. They also know us. We always win against them in scrims, but for tonight, I think they do specific things to counter us. Puts a lot of pressure on CBEL. CBEL has been performing much better and better each time, so I'm I'm happy for them that they're doing really well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can. I'm sorry, Zeph. I can't read that. So, I mean, if you want to translate that into English, anyone for me, that'd be great. But yeah, it's nice to hear from you, Zid1. Really great that you're taking the loss on the chin. Hopefully, we get to see you back next season or the next time CBL pops up. But we all just wish each other after the game. Oh yeah, sure. I definitely wish no bad blood between teams because I'll be honest. Um, being I've been watching a lot of matches, and this is the most prolific. Well, I mean, like this also had the most matches in general, but the number of like bad mouthing or just bad manners against each other, especially some of like CTE. I put that in the shitter. Like that team is in my garbage bin of teams I respect. They're a good team, but I dislike them. We need a club to. Oh my god. Yeah, Crusaders are so strong. I bet they're gonna dominate again. I mean, they are the winners of the winners bracket right now, so they are favorite to win. TKT could beat out CBEL and could go for a rematch against EFFS. TKT was very close to taking a point off, but again, like EFFS is still superior, just enough in order to beat out everyone else. Alrighty, gonna take a quick break, 15 minutes. I'll see you guys for the TKT versus CBEL finals of the losers bracket, and then we'll get to know who gets to fight off against EFFS on the Sunday. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Be right back. Alrighty. I am eating. It is my dinner. Having a late dinner. But we're going to have the start of the first battle of the last set for of tonight. Going to be starting out on the Hidden City yet again. Hidden City all night tonight. Lots of pike coming out from TKT. TKT attacking first against CBEL, and whoever wins this, well, whoever wins out of the next set of matches gets to take on TKT. Not TKT. TKT. EFFS. TKT could go for a rematch against EFFS, or CBEL could be the underdog coming in, being eliminated during the second set of elimination rounds of the knockout stage. But anyway, we have some interesting triple ball sacks. Triple Bastion Wild Flames with a banner guard. CBEL interestingly going out with two alchemists this time. One Bastion Wild Flame and one alchemist. Is going to be very interesting to see how effective these alchemists can be. But we've got plenty of, well, we got to have a couple of Cataphracts, a couple of Medals, and not very many Iron Reapers coming out from CBL using their Royal Janissary. TKT uses their trebs to destroy the cannons. Going to put some mortars down, probably to suppress those Falconettis. But surprising thing is, no Falconetti shots have come out yet. I don't think. I don't. Oh, here we go. A couple of Falconetti shots coming out now. But I don't think CBEL is going to defend the wall. Or maybe they'll delay the first generation. This left-hand siege tower is about to go down. May have stand corrected. I don't believe that CBEL will defend the wall, but they might destroy the siege towers. Dangerously close. I can't even see the health bar on that. There it goes. Interesting placement for that Culverin. The barrier could protect it. Strangely enough, I think the hut actually protected it. Or maybe got destroyed by explosion damage. Right-hand seat tower getting very close. The front gate has been open. Getting shot. Surf's getting shot. They don't want that front gate to be given up just yet. Could look for a reset for the battering ram and close the gate again. Iron Reapers clocking some freebies. So, very surprising. Middle siege tower and right-hand siege tower both up on the wall. Not very good. Not a very good start. If you're planning to destroy all of the siege tower, it's a bit of a waste if you only destroyed the left-hand siege tower. TKT could still easily take the wall with only 2 siege towers. I don't believe CBEL would be able to perform a triple split. They would have to do a double split, and one of the splits will be flanked, so you're going to have to be very careful on how this works out. They do want to reset the battering ram. This could be interesting, because if the battering ram resets, even if they take the wall, I think CBEL wants to close the door on them. But they are going to push the battering ram. Gets destroyed. CBEL has probably abandoned the wall, but it was a nice try. So if you guys don't understand that, how this would work is that what CBEL wanted to do was have the battering ram reset allow CBEL to allow TKT to take the wall, close the front gate, and what will happen is that TKT will come down from the wall or wait for the battering ram. If they come down from the wall, they're kind of trapped inside. If they wait for the battering ram, that's about a minute of time. So both ways. So it's a good strategy, although it's very hard to guarantee. It's a bit of a waste of time, but it's part of the logistics. All the siege towers up on the wall, battering ram has destroyed the front gate, and the A point has been captured. So CBEL's gonna have to survive another set of trebbing. They just survived trebbing. They're gonna have to survive a bunch of artilleries yet again, and it's going to be very difficult, I would say, to just survive as damage accumulates. The counter mortar is actually working out. This hut magically takes it out, actually. Ooh-wee. Ooh, we didn't get to see whether or not that killed. Pike's going in. TKT could kill Lachen. Oh, nice bomb throw. Holy cow, Lachen survives. Could pick up a pike here. Yeah. A little bit of a hero battle here. TKT was about to get Lachen, but Lachen, being a short sword, he survives with a sliver of health probably. I can't see from this distance, but I'm pretty sure he's basically on his last leg. With the alchemists around, I think ballistas are your best bet. Ballistas are more effective. But a lot of mortars actually. So what's also really good is that they're using the shield wall as an obvious target. So they're coming down from the wall. Oh, the shields took a massive hit, CC'd. Now they're kind of trapped. So a little bit weighted here on the left-hand side. Could take the battle. Could take these guys. I mean, like I would. Do it. Kill these Iron Reapers. Iron Reapers actually managed to get out. Right-hand side has been given up. I think it's going to be a little bit of damage. A good bit of skirmishing from both sides. Oh, this could be a massive treb. CBEL notices the treb. Can they get out with minimal damage? Oh, Iron Reapers go in on it. One Iron Reaper trades for another Iron Reaper, but the Royal Janissaries will clean up the second lot. So I think that's a trade up there. I think you got one whole unit for that. Now the right-hand side army pushed towards the B point. This is not good, mainly because TKT is going to be down probably 3 or 4 guys, so they need to get new units and get them fast. Rear magically opens up the rear. The front section is breaking down, but very slowly. Shenji grenades comes through. I think the cataphracts could have charged all the way through, probably stalling this section. The front section of the CBEL's counterattack, but nevertheless, excellently done. TKT getting decimated by the cataphracts now coming out from reinforcement. We've got the front gate having a ballista there, and it's shooting towards CBEL. CBEL probably tricking out that front gate. TKT got a couple of guys inside, still making havoc, probably cavalry. CBEL could set up for the front gate, hold the reinforcement from the front gate, and have a couple of guys roaming around to challenge the remaining forces inside the city. So here's the kicker, though. There's so much cavalry running around in the place. TKT don't have a really good foothold. CBEL gives up the front gate. I don't think they should have gave up the front gate. They actually got caught here. Napoleon and one other dude just get smacked. Big mistake. I think they should have probably tried to hold that front gate, but they're rotating very strangely now. Berserker's going to be cleaned up here. Probably not the best of things. Is it a retreat? A retreat to the base point? Why? Oh man, CBEL. What was this? You're being indecisive now. Now you guys came back. And now you're going to get caught. Not only can't you fight here, you're going to get trebbed. This retreat is going to cost you, and it's going to cost you a lot. And this treb could be massive as well. Going to stop a... Yep. But it could backfire because TKT is also chasing. Doesn't matter, though. But, like, it doesn't matter too much because TKT didn't take too much damage, but... My goodness, CBEL, what are you doing? You should have just stand and fight, but now you've just caused a chain reaction, causing your tail to be continuously caught, and now you're out of position. Now you're throwing in troops one by one. CBEL, mistake, and it's a big mistake here tactically. Tactically, this was probably the worst indecisive move you could have probably done. If you were going to retreat to the base point, retreat to the base point. But why did you turn back? Still trying to hold this left-hand side supply point, and TKT wants this left-hand supply point. Surprisingly enough, the Medals don't have the power to push through. We have 7 guys left for TKT. Could clean up the remainder of the Medal, but the only problem is that you lost so much in the exchange. I do think you're still going to be down, even if you manage to clean up the last Medal that's just standing there. Oh no, that was Royal Janissaries. And that was your Royal Janissaries. Yeah, I'm wondering, man. I'm really wondering here. The death seems to be a little bit high for TKT. CBEL doing a really good job, about 5 kills up right now. A couple of guys will be in danger of permadeath right now, but not all of TKT has been clocked out. So there's a couple of guys with zero death, so they can be more aggressive. The guys with the second death gonna have to be careful. CBEL, however, running in pretty strong here. Only one guy at risk of permadeath. TKT takes the left-hand side. I think the left-hand side is the stronger side. The right-hand side, I don't believe it's better. I think the right-hand side has harder turns. So if the defending team is already at the base point, I think it would be better. But this long alleyway could get a really good charge through. Leading with the village watchman. Very good. Let them absorb a bit of damage. Some nice Metallators. Oh, man. That is... Okay, so obscuring the vision actually could be massive. Could open up for a really good flank here. CBEL is clocking down a lot of units, though. There's nothing strong here. Even Banner Guards get in on this action. Imperial Pike Walk doesn't work out very well. And the side, we still have those flamers around, but I think it's just one model left. There were 2 models left before. Surprisingly enough, well, no, never mind. 3 guys from CBEL takes the L. 9 guys left, and one by one, CBEL is going to clock out as they're getting suppressed really hard. I don't think TKT taking any chances. Going to focus on killing the heroes to capture the base point. And it's a convincing base point take. It like the units were very in favor of TKT there, and again, that retreat cost CBEL a lot. They were doing super well, but that indecisiveness, you don't turn around. Once you've made the decision to go to the base point, do not turn around and come back to the B point. Turning around to come back to the B point only to get caught. Caught out of position, caught again, and then you're caught throwing in more units into a losing battle. Sometimes you gotta cut your losses to prevent even more losses. It's like trying to fix a leak by throwing water at it. Anyway, scores coming out fairly strong for one of the dual blade players. Very rare to see one of these guys on the field. I think the assist is a little bit lacking, mainly because of how many kills did come out at the end. CBEL, nevertheless, still maintains a pretty decent score, although dropping the ball at the second half does seem to have a effect on half the team here. A couple of the top rankers even struggling to get to these 5, maybe 600 mark. Only one guy getting over 1,000. 2 guys from TKT getting over 1,000. Both teams definitely fighting hard, but I think CBEL's made a major tactical error here. TKT's performance is also a little bit lower than I expected. I didn't expect CBEL to give TKT such a hard time. TKT could have used more of the time to prep. After getting that right hand side, could have forced CBEL into a bad position. I think CBEL could have chokehold that front gate and killed off the guys inside. That would have been an amazing hold. I'm disappointed. I'm actually disappointed at CBEL's performance here. There was a chance of really, like, you had advantage, but yeah, you gave it up. You gave up advantage, and it's just like, what are you doing? Oh, nonetheless, we're going to be watching, could be the final battle, whether or not TKT actually holds the defense, or whether or not CBEL sends them into a field battle. We're going to have to wait and see. I actually don't know who the person in the middle is. There's Bread. I don't think that's AB. Is that AB? No one's been picking. Alrighty. Second battle. CBL attacking this time. So let's see how TKT defends. Triple ball sack again to Baconetti Gunners. All the culverins. So definitely probably TKT is going to aim to destroy all the siege towers. Someone's banning out Wall Fort. And the second, like, it used to be Harbor City, but right now it's like Wall Fort or Hidden City. No one likes any of the other maps. No one likes doing Riverland Castle except CTE. Or maybe some other guys. Sun City. No one likes doing Sun City, apparently. I would love to do Sun City. Oh, and, like, no. No one should ever do Mongolia. That is unfathomably long and very difficult. Like, Mongolia and Constantinopolis are two of the longest maps. Like, when I say long, I mean duration-wise. In max time-wise, you could go for like 20, 26, maybe 28 minutes, man. Like an actual half an hour game. Mongolia needs to be like a 20v20 map. That's what needs to happen. Constantinopolis, it's small enough, but I think I think because of its three-stage design, it requires you to have a lot of time because you're moving around a lot. Here we go. Starting off, CBEL instantly trebs one of the cannons. Suppressing the naturals, I'm not sure if it's worth it. The naturals are not really that effective. Cannons, I mean, like, it's resources to destroy, but at the same time, probably one good culverin from CBEL could probably take out all of those. Probably take a while, though. Otherwise, you could have all of your medium armor classes switch to something like... Oh, she went to sleep. Good night. Oh, baby went to sleep now. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Middle siege tower does take a beating. Gets really low. Could be early destruction. There goes middle siege tower. Battering ram's about to make it to the wall. Left-hand siege tower about to be destroyed. Right-hand siege tower also very low. Don't think it's going to make it to the wall. TKT's got some culverins in the back there. Gotta be careful. Not using your trap to suppress the culverins on the wall, if there is any. I can't actually spot any. Oh, TKT doing being very efficient at the very least. Have not really, have not really faced any issues right now. Oh, okay, so they had some heroes going inside, probably looking for those back culverins. Interestingly enough, the hero on the back culverin on the right has actually left them and allowed me to destroy it. Couple of freebies. Wow, that's actually quite a bit. I think you lost a third of your Imperial Pikemen the rest there. I don't know what those heroes are doing. Are they alone? They're probably trying to take out the Falconetti Gunners there. Oh, could pick up a kill here. I am skeptical at what happened just there. That glaive somehow lived. I'm pretty sure that glaive should have died. Oh, I like how it's like lagging or like we don't see the animations. That's really funny. Left-hand siege tower about to be destroyed again. We've got 2 lots of Falconettis on this wall. Don't really like this left-hand siege tower. Middle siege tower dangerously close, but TKT ran out of culverins. I'm not sure what they have. They need to put down more culverins or get those Falconettis up on the field. Probably Falconetti there on the left. At the back leg of the left wall, because culverins on the ground have already been destroyed. Oh, there's one right there. Literally point blank. Again, could just get up on top of the siege tower and just destroy that. Oh, and there's one inside that hut. Again, that hut thing is super protective. Can really waste. It's a real gamble sometimes. Like those wooden posts are indestructible, so them blocking shots. Like I've had a treb. Like I tried a treb inside of here before, and none of my trebs hit. They either went way too high or hit the post. I'm just like, you're kidding, right? Palace Guard goes straight up on front. Gonna be easy to take out the... Oh, even retreating Iron Reapers. Oh, man, that is brutal. Palace Guards in defense style gets them to stack up really tight. They're really hard to beat through, like, bashing through Palace Guards have quite a bit of damage resistance. I think they get something like 20, I think they have like 12% damage resistance. Not to mention they're naturally very tanky. Got some good stats there. Oh, CBEL is going to probably be forced to take a bad fight here. The Palace Guard's already braced. This is really... Oh, what the hell? Okay, good. It's good that they didn't push. One of their guys died, but, like... Honestly, this is not looking good. Left-hand siege tower does get up onto the top of the wall. Not pushing the middle siege tower. Probably a good idea to go for this left-hand siege tower. It'll be much safer. And you'll have at least 15 guys. If your 15th person actually spawns. Man, that would be depressing if someone's already permadeath. 5 minutes to go. TKT could abandon the wall, or they could hold it. If they do a hold, it will send CBEL into a desperate frenzy for the next one. I think if they want the best chances for B, because I don't think they're going to hold the wall entirely, I think they should take the fight. I think TKT can do it. At the very least, slow them down. And that's what they're doing. Really good. They don't want the heroes to get A for free, and you can definitely slow them down. You have to be very careful though, because one of their muskets are about to clock out. Ooh, Thunderstruck for the... Oh! The short sword also gets poleaxe right now, trying their very best to kill. What was that? I saw a fireball just come in from behind and kind of hit their shield maidens in the back. I was wondering whether or not that was friendly fire. Oh, it was! They put down a mortar. Oh. Alrighty. Slowed them down for an additional minute. Probably 30 seconds were by default, just working their way towards the A point. But right now for the A point, I think you've got, let's say, 3 minutes tops. If you want only one push, 3 minutes tops of artillery, I'd give it. So, by 4 minutes, probably 3 minutes, I'd definitely start making a move to capture one of the supply points. If it gets down to 2 minutes, I would just go straight for the B point. So you don't have long at all to start mortaring, trebbing, rotating units. TKT doesn't look like to be scared off just yet. They want to probably hold the B point, and it would be good. Otherwise, probably take a fight at the very least. Probably clock out 4 minutes. If they can clock out 4 minutes, the last attack will have even less time. And this is really important about time management. Oh, not to mention, TKT is doing a really good job. Just smacked out one of the mortars. Just walked up to it and hit it. The hero battle is Oh man. 1 for 1. One of the short swords gets grabbed out, and one. Actually, no. Oh no! Royal Janissaries are moving towards TKT. TKT is going to smack a couple of the Royal Janissaries. Probably won't kill the whole unit, but going to kill a good section of it. Oh man, that is painful. That's probably only 14, maybe 12 Royal Janissaries left for that squad. Yikes! Oh, my heart goes out to you. Retreating units towards the front gate. Never really like to see that. That's why you get all the siege towers up on the wall. This is why you can spend some time up on the wall. Get a regular unit to push the wall. Don't need to get a surf unit to push the wall. Taking the back entrance, CBEL is taking a very interesting strategy here. Oh goody. TKT kind of just pulls right out. Going for that center section. So here's the difficult part. Now you're here on the backhand side. I'm not sure. Do you go for the supply point? Do you go for the supply pay? Does look like you go for the supply pay. Supply play? Alright. So TKT kind of gives up the supply on the left-hand side. Probably the stronger of the supplies. Um, don't want to. Probably the TKT's got some cavalry up on the north-hand side there. So could go for a really massive flank. Still using the Palace Guard. Palace Guards have lost a couple of units, probably maybe 3 or 4. Still in tip-top shape. Oh, in a very scary situation. Cataphracts coming down. It would be a good option if they're going for a late push. Could go just through the front side. Definitely a good option. But when they turn this corner, the question is whether or not. Yep, there's a plenty of ball sacks thrown. Falconettis? Nope, there's a Shenji grenade. The press of TKT has begun. Could hold this corner here or throw in more troops. Now here's the kicker: the supply point has gotten back. Could be seeing some cataphract come through the side here. No protection as the Imperial Pikes have pulled off. I just watched a couple of the beginning. Oh, there's some Tundra humans. The front. Whoa, doing well on the front though. Ouch. Oh no! The cavalry comes in. The switcheroony. Holding those flanks did not work out for you. There's so much cavalry out here, and as the heroes tried to retreat out, the cavalry chased them out. Now, forcing your way through the medalls probably get you wounded, but with that many cavalry, man, they just wiped out the medal, and that's a true fact. Medalls are particularly not that good against cavalry, realistically. Um, because first of all, they have a hit limit of 1. They don't at this point, cavalry, you need to instantly kill them if you want to be any good against them. That's why Fort of Russia is still, in my book, the only true hard countered cavalry. Medalls are not even impervious to cavalry, and that's the bad thing. If you want medalls to be the best anti-cavalry unit, they need to be basically impervious to cavalry, but they're not. They have bad scalability, so they really struggle with multiple cavalry. And trading 1-to-1 even is a struggle. Like, the cataphracts alone have enough damage resistance to actually survive long enough for other cataphracts to go through. Charging one side or the other, the desperate push by CBEL is failing. Getting shot by Falconettis at the front gate, and my goodness. The cavalry claims the day. CBL did put a really good fight. That last push was probably all they can do, but I think the push not working out was unfortunate. I'm very sure that if they could have shored up their flanks, because pretty sure that once the front line started breaking down for the defenders, there must have been more reserve troops, or they've already been swapping troops. So the cavalry coming in was not unexpected. Definitely should have expected the cavalry to come in. So, um, they took a hard fight. They took the hard corner. I think retreating would have been a better option instead of fighting in that front section where the front door is. You're kind of fighting a two-way section. So you protect your back and you protect your front. That way the infantry will have to turn the corner and expose their side to the front gate, and then you can have a couple of infantry hit them from the front gate, have McDowell's push through, and a little bit more ranged units. That could have worked out. Even though I say all of this, probably if you try to put it in practice, it will be very difficult. But as a spectator, that's the kind of I want to give some alternatives, saying that what they did was not the end all be all. A lot of strategies in here for CBL. Positioning is very important as well. I'm very surprised TKT allowed them to take the left-hand supply point. I think being allowed to take the left-hand supply point gave them a lot of power, but the it's a little bit of back and forth. CBL didn't want to enter a trap zone, so had to take it from the front. Pretty standard approach. Loses the supply point, so no instant resupply. But do win the fight at the beginning, but cavalry just turns it around. And that's the kind of advantage that the defenders have, being able to just throw in unit after unit. But nevertheless, that is all for tonight. TKT is going to fight off against EFFS for a rematch on the Sunday. It's going to be a best of 7. Do remember that EFFS, being the winners of the winners bracket, does start off with 1 point. So technically, it's not a best out of 7 because there is no way a 7th match will be played. It is quite true because if 2 matches are won by the winner of the winners bracket, the loser of the losers bracket has to win the next 4 in a row in order to win. And in terms of how it goes, you'll only ever end up in like the second pickman phase, because the first 2 matches are special maps. So we'll probably see La Gran Gloria or something. I keep forgetting what the map name is. It's the bridge map from like Paris or something, inspired by the bridge in Paris. So kind of disappointing that we'll never get to see a field battle. Giving the extra point kind of does cut down the duration of the day, but with six on the table, could be in for up to 3 hours of games, since they do have intermission between every 2 games. So they're closing it up, and I'll close it up as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys will catch me on the Sunday. But other than that, my name's Azukai. Have a nice day. I'll catch you guys on Sunday. Bye for now.